Well, a lot going on.
So honestly, it felt like 3 different movies in one. Like,
Yeah,
it was
it
like,
did.
It was
It
insane.
did because
yeah.
they're... Hi everybody, I'm Chad, back with Brandon. I feel like it's been a long time.
It's been way too long.
It's been way too long. And we're missing our...
Sweet
Mariah, our third wheel.
Oh my gosh, Arthur.
We're missing Mariah. Mariah lives in another state, has a job.
Sadly.
Brandon has a job, he's busy. And so it's really hard for the 3 of us to ever be together in the same place at the same time. But in the future, we'll
plan accordingly.
Yeah.
We miss her.
Yeah, we need Mariah to come visit. So Mariah, this is a public shout out to you. Please come visit. We are here for a movie review, per the usual.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about this.
So am I. I've been waiting for this. So this is highly requested, of course. A lot of comments. Along with the Gods, the sequel, The Last 49 Days.
Yeah.
Is what it's called. And so about 8 months ago was when we watched Along with Gods, The Two Worlds. And that was super good. We were really impressed by that. I know that the sequel has done really well in theaters, did really well in the box office. But being that we're in America, we had to wait for it to become available to rent, which was not until about a week or 2 ago. It's kind of nice that we have like some background on this and we have some expectation going in.
That's true. Right?
So
it could be a good thing or bad thing.
Right.
If you have a too high of expectation. But I think the first one did so well. Like, it was such a unique storyline of something that I had never seen.
Right.
So I'm thinking, like, if they can piggyback off of that, then I think it'll be good.
I think as long as they capture the same vibe, bring in some new elements.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And I heard a lot of good things about it. So let's just go ahead and watch the preview.
Yeah.
See what we think.
Let's do it.
여기는 망자 김수홍의 재판을
Okay, so that's the brother.
Okay.
그의 죽음엔 밝혀야 될 진실이 있습니다.
There's truth to be known.
대신 조건이 있다. 저승의 율법을 어기고 있는 골칫거리 성주신을 적살하고 박준삼을 저승으로 데려와라. 너나 몰라? 응? 야, 내가 너네들 1000년 전에 처 죽을 때 저승 차사였어. 그러면 우리를 직접 저승으로 데려갔다는 거야? 아니, 그리고 넌 무릎을 꿇고 반말을 하니? 이게 무슨 경우야? 잘 들어.
So he kind of has like
지금부터
this.
정신 똑바로 차려 김수.
Yeah. So it's like, I wonder if it's hard to tell if he's a good guy or not.
Cheeky humor. But yeah.
내가 되면 말해줄게. 네가 왜 억울한 죽음인지. 우리가
Oh, this is cool. Kind of like a prequel.
대신 우리 기억을 찾아줘. 1000년 전 고려 시대 최고의 무사. 한생 싫어. 임수홍 그만.
듣고 싶습니다, 성주신님.
나쁜 인간은 없다는 거. 나쁜 상황이 있는 거지. 도대체 이렇게까지 하는 이유가 뭐야? 1000년 전 일이라고. 그 사건은
Special effects look really good.
I know.
영락 대왕님께 마지막으로 묻겠습니다.
It's a whole new storyline, it feels like.
기회를 주십시오.
Right. Ooh. That went by fast.
Whew.
Okay, so we see a lot of characters coming back.
Yeah.
It looks...
Which is a good thing.
Which is really good, because all the characters in the last one were really good. Kim Soo-hong, the brother of Kim Ja-hong, who they reincarnated. Madomsok, the big dude, the strong guy, he apparently used to be a guardian.
Yeah.
Maybe he's in rebellion
against
the current system. So he talks about how they don't remember their past as humans.
Okay.
And so it looks like we're going to go into that, like you said, kind of like almost a prequel where we're looking into like their life and maybe how they got to be where they are.
Which is cool, because I loved the process that they took in the last movie of like going through the stages, so I'm glad that they're sticking with it but putting a spin on it.
Right, so
like,
it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's important when you do a sequel, is that like you don't want to provide just the same exact movie with 1 or 2 things different. So this is just like a follow-up, a continuation of a story that gets better.
You keep like that core element, but like a whole new storyline to make it relevant. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, let's watch it and come back with our thoughts and our review.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should mention that there may be spoilers in this. So fair warning, we're going to talk about things that happen in this movie, so there will be spoilers.
2 hours later.
Okay, so we're back after seeing Along with Gods. 49 days. Well, a lot going on.
So honestly, it felt like 3 different movies in one. Like,
Yeah,
it was
it
like,
did.
It was
It
insane,
did because
yeah.
there's so many stories going on.
Yeah.
I really liked that, but at the same time, I could see how, for a foreign audience, it might be difficult to keep track of.
Yeah, that was my hardest part was it wasn't as cohesive and like it didn't flow like the first one. And I think in my mind I was expecting it to flow kind of like the certain levels of like getting to the next realm. So I was expecting that, but it was very different. Like that whole aspect didn't come to the very end.
Right. Because they didn't go through all the stages like they did last time.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of back and forth between the
flashbacks.
real world,
Yeah.
and then like heaven/hell, and the flashbacks too.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. And so there was like 3 different places where things were going on.
It's crazy.
And not only that, we didn't understand in the beginning that all the flashbacks were going to connect.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, totally.
So
I didn't even think about that.
Right, with Hyun-mak and Kang-nim, you thought they were talking about 2 different stories.
Yeah.
Or I guess Hyun-mak was finding out about the story because his memory's been erased. But Hyun-mak doesn't realize that Kang-nim is his brother.
Yeah.
And is the person that ended up killing him. And so as the viewer, we don't recognize that all 3 of the Guardians, that their story is kind of the same story, that it's all connected.
Intertwined, yeah.
What I really liked about it, even though I thought it made it complex and going back between like Earth and then like the heaven and hell setting and then the flashbacks, it kept me really into the movie. Because I'd get really into what's going to happen next, and then they'd switch back to the other one. Like, oh yeah,
you forgot that.
You forget that it's even going on, right? That you forget about like the little boy and his grandpa, and you're like, oh my gosh, like Madongsuk, Don Lee, like we forget that he's like in this world, and then you're so entranced in that
you're so
world.
like invested in that.
And then
when they switch, you're like, wait, what?
You're kind of annoyed almost.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I was like,
totally.
no, I want to know what's gonna happen. It does make it complex, but I think the complexity is kind of part of what makes this movie cool.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes it interesting.
It makes it unique, for sure.
And we kind of talked about this before, but I thought they did a good job of building off the other story and then diving deeper. They didn't introduce too many new characters, but they introduced the past of the characters.
Yeah.
What happened a millennium ago. And so we're learning about their history. I really liked Ma Dong-seok. I really liked his character. I'm a huge fan of him. I just think he's like a super good actor.
Yeah, his character brought like a charm to the story.
And I thought his perspective was really nice. He has one of my favorite lines in the movie where he talks about there are no inherently bad people.
Oh my
they're
gosh.
bad situations.
Circumstances,
Yeah, bad circumstances.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And that's,
I had all the feels for that. That was just, it's so true.
Yeah.
It really opened up your eyes to like this whole like, what is evil, what is bad, like these themes that have a lot of depth, even more so, because I felt like the first one had a lot of depth, but these themes had a lot of like staying power that like really you think about like after the movie, like you'll be reflecting on those,
and
those
that's,
ideas.
That's what I like about a lot of the movies we watch, is that I feel like they have like a lot of staying power, a lot of like reflection time where like you find yourself thinking about deep things. You look at the movies deep,
which is
so therefore
cool.
you think about deep things in life. And I think that's really cool.
And I think that's part of why they're so popular, because it kind of like resonates with people on another level, almost like, I don't know, spiritual or whatever you want to call it, but people resonate with these like deeper topics that are kind of, that you can, reflect on.
Ma Dong-seok's like line about how it's, situations and circumstances that create bad people is kind of true, because you look at like Hyun-mak, like he was kind of like this vicious warrior where he killed a bunch of people, but then you saw the other side of it, where he took care of the orphans.
That character was just so like, he was my favorite, because it was just so crazy, like the way he talked about how like you failed, like you were a traitor to your country, but like yet here he was being a guardian, like he was empowering these like young kids when like you kind of thought he was going to go bad and like evil and kill all of them. But then when you see that he is like building the kids up to be like independent, so I thought that was cool. And then so it's like the good and bad, it's like look what he did, but look at the good things he did too.
up until the very end of the movie, I thought there would only be 2 movies, that they wouldn't make a third.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
But now I feel like they might. They reveal a couple of things about the king. The king, for one, he asks Kim Soo-hoon to like be his partner, to like work with him.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. Like if they make another movie, like what that's all about.
Yeah.
And then how the father, the general who died, Kang-nim and Hyun-mak's father, he actually takes over as the king, but he takes the king's figure. So they don't realize that guy is their father. So I feel like that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like they'll have to make it third, because like,
right,
with that dynamic is like it would feel more. It would feel like unnatural to like leave it at that, like this weird thing. I feel like to tie it all, because it's all about like connecting these storylines. Right. So it's like that's why I'm like they'd have to make it third.
Right. And so maybe that's what I like so much about this movie, is that like that we're learning all these things throughout the movie, and then they kind of all connect at the end. Yeah. And so the 3 guardians, their past lives have all connected. Because I was thinking that now that they had reincarnated their 49th person, that they were going to be able to receive their own reincarnation. So I don't know if there's another reason why maybe they weren't reincarnated. Yeah. Maybe it's because Kim Soo-hoon decided not to be reincarnated and worked with the king of like heaven and hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be interesting to know if anybody has any ideas in the comments why they weren't reincarnated yet. Yeah, I'd be curious to know that.
Yeah.
The special effects in that movie were unreal.
Oh yeah.
I'm
so impressed.
Almost to the point where I didn't spend very much time at all thinking these special effects are awesome.
Seriously?
I was just into the movie.
Yeah.
And because it looked so real.
No, totally.
And so much like you'd imagine, I wasn't really thinking about the special effects. I was just thinking about like, oh, that's crazy and that's like really cool.
Hyun-mak was my favorite for sure. I just thought it was a complex character.
He was.
It was kind of like moving almost, like his those scenes when you were kind of seeing like the deeper side of him.
Right.
So I like that. I kind of like a character that has like a little bit of like unexpected.
Yeah.
Like an unexpected.
I felt like we learned more about him in this. I mean, obviously we learned about his history, but I felt like we got much more into his character in this movie than we did in the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
I think my favorite character was the youngest guardian, Jung-jae,
the
girl. I just really liked her in this one. I liked her in the first one too. Just she's a very likable character.
For sure.
But to kind of just learn more about like her past, she seemed to be like a really just good person, good guardian. She's always like seems to have the best in mind.
And then she was so much older. You were talking about that.
Yeah. So her, she is older. I felt like they did a good job of kind of making her look the same age. But then when you think about like what she looked like before, she does look older. Yeah. So that does make you wonder if they are going to make a third one. You know, better do it quick.
Yeah, seriously.
Right. So I'm sure we missed stuff. We always do when we talk about these movies.
There's so much.
And I get like whenever I'm editing this, I'm like, I didn't talk about this. I didn't talk about this. And I get like kind of frustrated that we can't talk about more. But those were at least the things that stuck out to me right now. I'm sure like later tonight I'll be thinking about it.
For sure.
And
I'll be like a favorite scene.
I should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed this movie. See you next time. Bye.
Yeah, see you guys.
Okay.
We're out here just like...
We're out here in the basement. Did I even talk about that?
No, you forgot.
I forgot? Okay, well, I'll talk about it. Okay, so just random side note, if you guys are wondering what this background is, I just moved to a new house and the basement isn't finished yet. So we're just in an empty basement. And that's why it looks like this. That's also why I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks, because I've been moving to a new house.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are.
Big move.
Okay.